welcome to the Man Utd stream. Hope you're doing well. We've got a blockbuster of a show for you today. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is Jadon Sancho in training at Carrington with Marcus Rashford. In a shock and sensational U-turn, Jadon Sancho caught most of the world's journalists and those close to Man United off guard. They were not expecting him to return. Jadon Sancho, the player that had been banished from the first team and then offloaded to Borussia Dortmund on loan, has apologised to Ten Hag and returned to United to fight for his place in the first team once again. You couldn't make this up. It's awesome news for all the United fans out there because the whole Jadon Sancho saga just felt wrong for some reason. United fans knew that this is not the way we want to be treating our players. There's something not right, and it's great news to hear that he's back at United and back once again fighting for his place in the first team, and things have been sorted out with Ten Hag. We'll discuss lots more on this Jadon Sancho news later on in the show. We'll also be discussing transfer news and De Ligt. We're hearing from sources that De Ligt deal is more or less done. We're only a few things to sort out. Question is though, are you impressed by Ineos and their crack team yet? Because we sure are. Okay, so we have Zirkzee in the bag, and before we kick off today's show, we have to make a correction for yesterday's show. We misquoted the figure as £42 million when it was in fact €42 million, which converts to £35 million. That's how much we bought Zirkzee for. In our excitement, in our sheer joy of having Zirkzee come in, we completely missed that. So thank you to a viewer who pointed that out. Now 35 million for an up and coming striker that has great speed, great work ethic, and has potential of being a great goal scorer. It is a bargain at that price. Now moving on to other transfer news, we've heard from a very reliable source that United are edging very close to securing the deal over De Ligt. Now De Ligt has already packed his bags. He wants to fly over to Manchester as soon as he can. It's just Bayern that are currently holding up the process a little bit because they're just working out the nitty gritty, but we're being told that in the next few days we could also hear the news on De Ligt being a Man United player. This is huge news, and it would be a crazy start to this summer transfer window. We United fans for the past 11 years have suffered at the hands of the Glazers and their clowns who they put forward to negotiate transfers. This window already feels different. The players we are being linked to are different. They are names that would actually make a difference to this United team. The manner in which things are not leaking to the press, the speed in which United are conducting negotiations and agreeing personal terms with players, and the speed in which they agreed a super deal with Bologna for Zirkzee without even dragging it on for months. It just feels like we know what we're doing and we're getting it done. In the past, it would take weeks, if not months, to even put forward an offer by United. The players' names and details would be flying around in the press for weeks before United would actually even make a move. It was a complete shambles, and as United fans, we would just have to keep a straight face whilst all this was going on, pretending it was all part of the United's great plan. But we all knew deep down that there was no plan. The staff at United had no clue what they were doing, and the Glazers, well, they still don't have a clue. Now there's no better proof that things are changing and are different at United than what we saw yesterday. The shock of the world's media when a certain Jadon Sancho walked out onto the Carrington training ground and began training with the first team, with Erik Ten Hag stood metres away looking on. Like, what the hell is going on? What was all that about? Now, we at this channel could not contain ourselves messaging each other. This feels like a new era, an era where United keep things behind closed doors and get things sorted. Whoever it was, whether it was Omar Brada, Dale Brailsford, or Dan Ashworth, or Jason Wilcox, someone has got Jadon and Eric in a room and told them to sort it out. And boom, that's all it took, and would have taken even back when the spat first started. But the United management was so inept at the time that they couldn't even organise a piss up in a brewery, let's be honest. But the great news is Sancho is back at United, and back working hard, and if he plays anything like he did at Dortmund in the past season, reaching the Champions League final, he will be and should be in that United starting lineup. Now this once again illustrates why Ineos brought in the best in class people behind the scenes. The people that are now running United are footballing people. It's that simple. They are sports people, not accountants or business people. They are sports people, and they understand footballers and managers. It's taken taken a long 11 years to get the Glazers to give up 25% of their majority ownership to get this ship to move in the right direction. Now, can you imagine what would happen if the Glazers were fully booted out of this club? We would surely get back our past glory days. But we're not getting carried away. We know there's a long way to go when we're carefully monitoring the transfers coming in and out, and our final judgment will be passed when the transfer window closes. But right now, the signs are looking good. If we can get a few more top signings in, we will be cooking. Now, in other transfer news, we've heard that Kamawala could be on his way out from United. We're going to get more details on this. He might be sold to Villarreal in La Liga, but we are not quite sure. These are rumours, but it looks like he's set to leave United. We'll bring you further updates and developments on this and more coming from United, so make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all the latest transfer news and more. You are watching the Man Utd Stream channel.